IELTS reading passage 2. You should spend about 20 minutes on questions 14 to 26, which are based on reading passage 2 below. I contain multitudes. Van Timo reviews Ed Young's book about microbes. Microbes, most of them like bacteria, have populated this planet since long before animal life developed, and they will outlive us. Invisible to the naked eye, and they are ubiquitous, ubiquitous. They inhabit the air, the soil, air, rocks, and water, and are present within every form of life, from seaweed and coral to dogs and humans. And as Young explains in his utterly absorbing and hugely important book, we mess with them at our peril. Every exercises, also every species has its own colony of microbes called a microbiome. And these microbes vary not only between species, but also between individuals and within different parts of each individual. What is amazing is that while the number of human cells in the average person is about 30 trillion, the number of microbial ones is higher, about 39 trillion. At least Young informs us we are only 50% human. Indeed, some scientists even suggest we should think of each species and its microbes as a single unit dubbed a holobiont. In each human, there are microbes that live only in the stomach, the mouth, or the armpit, and by and large, they do so peacefully. So bad microbes are just microbes out of context. Microbes that sit contentedly in the human gut, where there are more microbes than there are stars in the galaxy, can become deadly if they find their way into the bloodstream. And these communities are constantly changing too. The right hand shares just 1/6 of its microbes with the left hand. And of course, we are surrounded by microbes. Every time we eat, we swallow 1 million microbes in each gram of food. We are continuously swapping microbes with other humans, pets, and world at large. It's a fascinating topic, and young British science journalist is an extraordinarily adept guide, writing with lightness and panache. Uh, he mm, he has a knack of explaining complex science in terms that are both easy to understand and totally uh, enthralling. Young is on a mission, leading us gently by the hand. He takes us into the world of microbes, a bizarre alien planet, in a bid to persuade us to love them as much as he does. By the end, we do. For most of the human history, we had no idea that microbes existed. The first man to see these extraordinary potent creatures was a Dutch lens maker called Antony van Leeuwenhoek. Leeuwenhoek in the 1670s. Using microscopes of his own design that could magnify up to 270 times, he examined a drop of water from a nearby lake and found it teeming with tiny creatures he called any animalcules. Animalcules. It wasn't until nearly 200 years later that the research of French biologist Louis Pasteur indicated that some microbes cause disease. It was Pasteur's germ theory that gave bacteria the poor image that endures today. Young's book is, in many ways, a plea for microbial tolerance, pointing out that while fewer than 100 species of bacteria bring disease, many thousands more play a vital role in maintaining our health. The book also acknowledges that our attitude towards bacteria is not a simple one. We tend to see the dangers posed by bacteria, yet at the same time, we are sold yogurts and drinks that supposedly nurture friendly bacteria. In reality, says Young, bacteria should not be viewed as either friends or foes, villains or heroes. Instead, we should realize that we have a symbiotic relationship and that can be mutually beneficial or mutually destructive. Uh, what then do these millions of organisms do? The answer is pretty much everything. New research is now unraveling the ways in which bacteria aid digestion, regulate our immune systems, eliminate toxins, produce vitamins, impact our behavior, and even combat obesity. They actually help us become who we are, says Young. What we are facing a growing problem, our obsession with hygiene, our overuse of antibiotics, and our unhealthy low fiber diets are disturbing the bacterial balance and may be responsible for soaring rates of allergies and immune problems, such as inflammatory bowel disease (IBD). The most recent research actually turns accepted norms upside down. For example, there are studies indicating that the excessive use of household detergents and antibacterial products actually destroy the microbes that normally keep the more dangerous germs at bay. Other studies show that keeping a dog as a pet gives the children early exposure to a diverse range of bacteria, which may help protect them against allergies later. The readers of Young's book must be prepared for a decidedly unglamorous world. Among the less appealing case studies is one about the fungus, and that is wiping out entire populations of frogs, and that can be halted by a rare microbial bacterium. Another is about skid that carry luminescent bacteria that protect them against predators. However, if you can overcome your distaste for some of the investigations, the reasons for Young's enthusiasm become clear. The microbial world is a place of wonder, already in an attempt to stop mosquitoes spreading dengue fever, a disease that infects 400 million people a year. mosquitoes are being loaded with the bacterium to block the disease. In the future, our ability to manipulate microbes means we could construct the buildings with useful microbes built into their mouths to fight off infections. Just imagine a neonatal hospital, a neonatal hospital ward um, coated in a specially mixed cocktail of microbes, and so that the babies get the best start in life.